You know that moment when your child looks up at you with those eyes, and you can see something is just not right? Maybe they are pulling back from things they used to love. Maybe they cry more than other kids and you cannot figure out why. Maybe they seem anxious or unsure of themselves, or they just do not seem happy in a way that breaks your heart every single day. And the worst part is, you are doing everything you can think of. You are trying, you are present, you are sacrificing, but something still feels like it is missing, and you cannot name it. That feeling right there, that quiet, heavy worry that follows you around, that is exactly what this is about today. Because here is the truth that most parenting advice completely skips over. Raising a confident, genuinely happy child is not about doing more. It is about understanding what actually works, and why most of what we were taught about parenting is silently working against us without us even knowing it. And in the next few minutes, everything is going to start making a lot more sense. Researchers who have spent decades studying childhood development have consistently found one thing above everything else. The emotional environment a child grows up in determines their confidence, their happiness, and even their success far more than grades, activities, or discipline strategies ever could. What happens in your home, in the small quiet moments, in the way you respond, in the energy you carry, that is the architecture of who your child becomes. Now stop for a second. Think about your child right now. Do they hesitate before trying something new? Do they compare themselves to others and come up short in their own mind? Do they have big emotional explosions over things that seem small? Do they struggle to make friends, or hold back in situations where other kids dive right in? If you are nodding, you are not alone. And more importantly, this is not your fault, and it is not their fault either. Nobody handed you a real roadmap for this. And here is what makes it harder. Every day that goes by where a child does not feel truly seen, truly safe, and truly capable is a day where those beliefs about themselves get a little more cemented. Children are not just learning math and reading. They are learning whether the world is safe. They are learning whether they are enough. They are learning whether they matter. And those lessons do not come from school. They come from you, from the daily moments you probably do not even realize are happening. Here is where it gets really important to pay attention. Most parents, the loving, devoted, trying their hardest parents, are unknowingly doing things that chip away at their child's confidence. Not out of cruelty, out of love that has not yet been paired with the right tools. Things like jumping in to fix problems before a child gets the chance to solve them. Things like praising results instead of effort, which trains a child to fear failure. Things like reacting to big emotions with frustration instead of understanding, which teaches the child that their inner world is a problem, not something worthy of care. Child psychology experts across the board point to something called emotional attunement as one of the single most powerful forces in a child's development. When a parent learns to truly connect with what a child is feeling, not dismiss it, not minimize it, but actually validate it, something extraordinary happens. The child's nervous system calms, their brain develops healthier patterns. They start to trust themselves more because someone they love trusted their feelings first. We have related programs linked right down below in this video's description. If you are watching this and thinking this is exactly what I have been looking for, those programs exist for a reason. They exist because the parents who take this seriously and actually go deep on these principles are the ones who see the fastest, most lasting changes. If you feel like your child needed this yesterday, those resources are there. But only the parents who are truly ready to stop guessing and start knowing will take that step. We will come back to that at the end. Right now, let us talk about what confident, genuinely happy children actually look like from the inside out, because this is where it gets beautiful. A child who has been raised with emotional safety does not just seem happier. They are more resilient when life gets hard. They bounce back faster from disappointment. They try things that scare them because failure does not feel like the end of the world to them. They know how to make and keep friendships because they have learned that their worth is not conditional. They sleep better. They manage stress better. Studies in developmental psychology show that children with secure emotional foundations are more likely to thrive academically, socially, and professionally throughout their entire lives. Not because they were pushed harder, but because they felt more rooted. And here is something that hits differently when you really sit with it. Your relationship with your child right now is shaping who they will be as a parent someday. The patterns continue. The cycles repeat until someone decides to interrupt them. That person can be you. Now let us get practical because this is where things shift from understanding to transformation. The first thing that changes everything is how you handle the hard moments. When your child melts down, when they are overwhelmed, when they are doing something frustrating, that moment is not an inconvenience. It is an invitation. An invitation to connect, to teach, to wire their brain for safety and trust. Instead of reacting, try naming what you see. Try staying calm when they cannot. Your nervous system literally regulates theirs. This is not a theory, it is biology. Polyvagal research has shown that a calm, present caregiver has a direct physiological effect on a dysregulated child system. The second shift is in how you build their identity. The things you say casually, the things you repeat, the way you describe your child to others while they are in earshot, those become the voice in their head. Children believe what the people they love most reflect back to them. So what story are you telling them about who they are? Are you describing their struggles or their strengths? Are you catching them being brave, being kind, being persistent? Because whatever you focus on grows. The third shift is in autonomy. Confident children are given safe opportunities to make decisions, to solve problems, and yes, to sometimes fail. Every time you let your child work through something difficult, you are depositing into an account called self-efficacy. And self-efficacy, the deep belief that I can handle things, is the bedrock of real confidence. Not the fake kind that collapses at the first sign of difficulty, but the kind that says, I have gotten through hard things before and I can do it again. Here is something parents with thriving children understand that struggling parents have not yet discovered. The transformation does not take as long as you think once you know exactly what to do. Parents who apply the right strategies consistently report seeing meaningful changes in their child's behavior, confidence, and happiness within weeks. Not years. Weeks. Because children are incredibly responsive when their core needs are finally being met. And the ripple effect into your own life as a parent, less conflict, less exhaustion, more joy in the actual moments of parenting, those are not side effects. Those are the point. You did not have this child to survive parenthood. You had this child to experience one of the most profound connections a human being can ever have. And you deserve to actually feel that. So here is where we land. Everything we have talked about today, the emotional attunement, the identity building, the autonomy, the regulation, these are not just interesting ideas. They are proven, research-backed, real-world strategies that are actively changing families right now. The parents using this framework are not just raising happier kids, they are breaking generational cycles. They are building legacies. The programs linked in the description below go far deeper than anything a single video can cover. They are built specifically for parents who are done with surface-level advice and ready for real change. The parents who move on this now, while their children are still young enough to be shaped by what they do next, are the ones who look back without regret. The ones who wait always wish they had started sooner. This is your moment. Everything you need is one click away.